I've seen some distractions down in Jacksonville, sir. Woo, Duval County. I am so sorry that you're dealing with this, but I'm going to say this one time. We tried to told you that this was going to happen. If you're not aware of what's going on in Duval County, that means that you've been underneath a rock. There's been a lot of mess going on with Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It ain't working out. I don't know who could have foreseen this happening. Actually, I think everybody in the sports world said that this was probably going to happen, that it wasn't going to work out. But this has been a disaster, Jimmy. I mean, looking at the time, there's a whole timeline to this, and I'm going to tell you through the timeline. First off, they hired the guy. Then the whole Tim Tebow fiasco of why did this go down. Then they got in trouble in July for breaking the rules and having practices they weren't supposed to have. A collegiate thing that you shouldn't do. They were fined $200,000 and Urban Meyer was fined $100,000. Week 1 looked awful. They looked like they didn't know what the hell they were doing. Then all the rumors of Urban Meyer leaving started up. They kept taking L's and became a meme. Urban Meyer didn't recognize the fact that he was going to take a lot of L's, and it started to really kick in for him. And then from there, you had him shaking it up with a young tenderoni at his club in Ohio. This is his restaurant. You would expect there to be some sort of respect for him, that people will be like, hey man, this is his spot. Don't do him like this in his own. Couldn't even get that much.
Nope.
So he apologizes, which is ridiculous.
This was after a game.
After a game.
Flying back with the team.
And then he fly back with the team, which is not common on the coaching deal. And then the bombshell dropped. NFL Network reported that Urban Meyer has this thing where, first off, everybody hates him in the locker room. Number 2, he calls his assistant managers losers and told them to justify their resumes. And he almost got into fisticuffs with the wide receiver. Okay, that part might not be true because he did just recently deny that portion of it. And Urban Meyer did say in his presser that he is tough on his coaching staff.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of your abbreviated timeline of the craziness that's going on in Jacksonville. And so now we're asking this question. Jimmy, should the Jaguars fire Urban Meyer? Is it time to go ahead and just cut that bad boy loose?
It is time because the very things that you need to go right when you bring in a new coach in order to help rebuild the team in that capacity are not going right. When you bring in a new coach, you want the focus to be certain C's you want to focus on.
Okay.
Championships, culture, change. But instead, what we've gotten from Urban Meyer, controversy, chaos, poor choices. And you cannot build a franchise from the inside out when the head of your coaches, when the head of the team essentially is giving you those 3 C's instead of the original ones, the first ones that you really need.
Right.
So to go 2-10 is one thing. We've seen that with young coaches before, or first-time coaches who have been able to turn it around, like Brian Flores in Miami. They didn't start out with a good record, but the culture was there, the continuity was there. Right. We knew that they were going to be better, and even though they started out pretty poorly this season, they have gotten better. You're 2-10.
You can see that they're actually a better team.
You knew the foundation was set.
There you go. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
And then you have Trevor Lawrence out there who looks like he's never taken a snap under center.
Ever.
He did not look like a once-in-a-generation quarterback. So you even have him throwing 4 interceptions in a game, which I know part of that is on him, but it's kind of hard to function the way you want to, coming from the stability that he had at Clemson, another C, to what he has had here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm never one to call for any individual to lose their job, well, at least in the NFL. I mean, especially a coach who's in their first year. But this has gotten so bad, and it's only getting worse. Did they even score a point yesterday? I don't think so.
They did not.
That this might be the rare exception where I would recommend to Shad Khan, the owner, that, yes, you need to fire Urban Meyer.
So,
that rhymes.
Adding, that bars. Yeah. Let's add to all of this. So, did you see when Urban Meyer went to shake the hand of Mike Vrabel
yes, I did.
At the end of the game?
I did.
The one question that everybody asked of all questions about him going to the NFL was, how will he handle taking L's? As a rookie coach, first time there, going into the NFL, The one thing you should expect to do, especially at a team that's rebuilding with the number 1 pick, is take them L's. He's taking a lot of them. He ain't handling it very well. You could just see it in his face when he shook Vrabel's hand. He didn't shake his hand. He clapped and kind of just kept going. One hand in pocket, other hand stuck out and just walked by. Frowny face. He looked depressed at the presser. To go with that, to be absolutely honest, I don't believe that they should fire him. And I say that for one reason and one reason only. Urban Meyer wants to be fired. That is his entire goal now. And it's blatantly obvious. He wants to be fired. And you cannot give him that shot, Khan. You need to make him, because you made this stupid decision to hire him in the first place. After all the red flags about him showed you that when things get tough, he does stuff like this. I mean, he left Florida because of, he wasn't health. Same thing with Ohio State. For some reason, he keeps getting back to a job that's killing him. Don't know why. And all the rumors about him leaving and going to another job is out there. But if Urban leaves, he ain't gonna get the rest of that check. Or he's gonna have to pay something back. There's a chance. There's a chance that could happen. And so Shad can't give into this. He has to force this man to live through this and make him suffer or make him quit. Don't give in. And so for me, I don't think that there's a reason to. The only reason why you part ways with him is to protect Trevor Lawrence. And unfortunately, the way the team is constructed right now, I don't think there's much protecting you can do for that dude besides taking him out the game and not having him play basically for the rest of the season. So I want to say they should fire him. Nah, don't give him what he wants. It's obvious.
Yeah, so that's interesting that in order to help him to experience, in a sense, the punishment that he should for the choices that he's made. But I think Shad Khan should also fall in that category as well, because you mentioned this, because he wanted to make the big splash. He wanted the name. He wanted to win the press conference, and this is what that got him. So he deserves to suffer through these next 2-3 years as well, just like Urban Meyer does. So let's not let him off the hook. I mean, Urban definitely has his piece of the pie, but Shad Khan has his as well.
Yeah, no, you're right. Shad Khan takes some blame for the fact that he hired him in the first place, as I mentioned a minute ago. But it's just everything is bad in this situation. Like, okay, so supposedly the report is not all the way true. And I think it's even crazy about this is it came from the NFL. It was NFL Network. When do they ever break anything like this? Ever?
And when do they do anything to make an NFL team look bad?
Right. Ever. They never do this. Even though they're even trying to get Jacksonville to move to London. I get that part. Or even Mexico City. They're trying to move them. Sorry, Duval County. I really don't want y'all to move because I actually like y'all there.
Me too.
Because it's just, it's just something about that when the team first got
there. They had me at having a pool in the stadium. You had me there.
You got to keep the team there. But the NFL is trying to actively find a way to relocate the team without relocating the team. That's why you guys are the ones that always go to London, not just because you're close, because it makes most sense. They make more money in London than they do in Jacksonville. So, and that's been proven. I've said this before, and y'all got mad at me. That was proven. Look up the report. But you can't keep this going though. Something's got to change. Like either take away Urban's ability to hire assistants or something, but you can't fire him because he wants that. That means you have to pay him. So Shad Khan technically needs to suffer through having him at the same time. But you also can't have Trevor Lawrence going out there with this half-cooked product. He's going to get killed, and he deserves way better than this. So it's just interesting that Urban Meyer has proven to us just who he really is.
Do you think that despite all of what's happening, that this Jacksonville team, do you think they can win another game this season? I have not looked at their schedule, but I mean, after yet another abysmal performance yesterday and all this that's going on off the field, it seems to me that it will be difficult to find another victory there, which means that they're probably, they're going to be neck and neck again with the Jets for that number one pick. But it seems more and more likely that even the Jets and Robert Saleh have more stability than them and give more fight in these games than they do.
They have two opportunities, and you mentioned one with the Jets. They have the Jets. They travel to New York and play them December, day after Christmas.
Oh, they should make that a Sunday night game or something like that.
Right. That would be amazing. That would be awful. Do it, NFL. Do it.
Flex them into the Sunday night game.
Into the Sunday night game. They have the Texans come into town this coming weekend. which actually might be a chance because the Texans have Davis Mills at quarterback. Davis Mills.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing. And then they have the Patriots and Colts, which are going to probably beat the dog out of both of them. So their chance to win one more is in the next 2 weeks. It happens in the next 2 weeks, and that's really it. So